Hey, we should live. Microphone looks good. Hey, we are back and we are building more Bilbo. So we left off at Kamigawa. Well, we finished Kaldheim, so we're starting with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty this time. And we are looking for ways to gain life and payoffs for gaining life. Mostly that first one. Also, we are looking for anything else that will stop our opponents from winning in the meantime, so that way we can just very slowly and patiently wait for them to die. Think we need Animus for anything. Uh, but any number of non-land permanents with total mana value 4 or less, or 2/1/1 counters on each permanent you control that's a creature or vehicle. No, sorry, AO, I don't think so. Architect, I think. We get a plains, discard a card to get a land into play, and then flip it. We'll get a 2-drop or less into play. We don't need the Artificer. I don't think I need the many journeys. No. No. Flying, no. No. Blade of the Oni, no. Look at the top 5. You may reveal a creature or enchantment. Excuse me. And if you don't, you gain 4 life. Nope. X is the greatest mana value among permanents you control. Untap it. Don't think so. No to Born. Boseiju. Yes to this Boseiju, because pretty much always yes to this Boseiju. Like, the actual land Boseiju who endures is just so, so good for Commander. Boseiju. Yeah, there are a handful of lands, like utility lands, that every time I build a deck in the color of the mana they produce, it's just like, yeah, I'm probably gonna run that, and Boseiju is the green one for that. Black one is Bojuka Bog. Um, Obviously, white one would be Caracas if they hadn't banned it, and that's correct to have banned it because that's insane. Um, do I have a blue one? Like, Minimo doesn't always make it in. Um, what's its name? Academy Ruins only makes it in if it's very artifact centric. Yeah, I don't know that I have a blue one or a red one that always makes it in, but green has Boseiju who endures and black has Bojuka Bog, and they are almost always in the deck because it's so free to put them in the land slot. Branch, Restoration. Don't need those. I don't need the Circuit Mender. I don't think we need Cloudsteel Kirin. I don't think there's any value in having a Platinum Angel that needs another creature in play, and you have to spend 5 mana to make it the Platinum Angel effect. And then either it or the creature it's on going away stops you. Although, let's be honest, anything that can kill either the Chiron or the equipped creature was killing Platinum Angel anyway, so. Stalker, Construct. I think we're discarding enough for Construct to matter, so. The egg, don't want Eater of Virtue. Big old Energy Blade. Probably want to consider Farewell. If one of my goals is to exile all of my opponent's stuff, then Farewell kind of fits the bill. Like, yes, it hurts to lose all of our things also, but there are going to be enough times where what we're losing is way less important than what we're getting rid of. So, It's just way too good not to consider. Which is why I think it's one of the most ubiquitous wraths in the format now. Like, I haven't seen it that much, but I feel like it keeps showing up on other people's lists of things that you should be running in Commander. So, if we really care about exiling our opponent's things, I think we have to put it on the list. Going a bit fast, but I don't think there was anything, right? Because we don't care about vehicles. I didn't actually consider the shrines because there are a couple life gain ones in the other sets. But yeah, make a 1/1, kill a thing, put counters on one of my shrines. Yeah, none of those are particularly where I want to be. Three guys. Returning low casting cost things to my hand. Couldn't even put into play. Don't think we want any of the invokes for any reason. None of them are specifically on topic in this deck, so. In Naturalist, Server, no. Each opponent discards 2 cards and loses 2 life, or I get a non-dragon and lose 2 life. Think so. Oh, no, the Tech Wrecker. Ace. No, I don't think we need Cora. No, the Leech Gauntlet. Don't think we need Life of Toshiro. Like, yes, it gains us life multiple times and then flips into a creature, but I don't think we have enough instants and sorceries that the mana ability on the um, Portrait of Toshiro, or whatever it's called, is actually relevant. Offering. Choose target creature with mana value less than X. Search your library for a creature with the same name. Oh, no. Exiles an artifact, creature, or enchantment. Deals X damage to a creature or planeswalker, and I gain X. Yeah. Like, March of Otherworldly, like, kind of, but we should have enough other exiling effects that the minor bump in versatility of being able to hit, like, 3 of the main permanent types is kind of offset by needing to be able to pay their casting cost effectively. Memory of Toshiro, that's what it's called. Ichiko's Reign of Truth, no. Oh yeah, we don't need Soul Ripper. Yomi, Nashi. He's a good boy, but we don't need him for this deck. Blade Master, Prowler. I think we need Noriko for anything. The Reckoner Raid's too low impact. It's life gain. Don't need Bankbuster. Takedown, Bargain. None of these. Speed Reader. It gains lifelink, but it has to be a samurai or warrior. Probably not. I don't think this deck wants Shigeki. Like, we should be able to recycle our cards, but that would be by shuffling them back in and drawing more cards, not necessarily regrowing them to our hand, so I think we'll just Stick with the Eternal Witness if we want that effect. Don't think I need Spirit Sister's Call. Avenger. Hero, Safekeeping. Hexproof and Indestructible and gain 2 life. Yeah, protecting one permanent just seems like okay at that point. Not worth the card at the end of the day. Mana value 4 greater. Each player gains control of all permanents they own, and then it turns into the fragment. Probably not. Emperor's only okay. Think we need her as another 4 mana instant speed way to exile a creature. It exiles the creature and gains me 2 life, and then it can do other things afterwards, but I don't think I super care about the 2 other things that she's doing, and it takes a while to build her back up to be able to exile a thing, and she doesn't get to do it at instant speed anymore, so I feel like all of those things together kind of undermine her a bit for this deck anyway. Yeah, if I cared more about the 1/1 counter she could give, or the like making the 2/2s if they actually had some additional value to me, I could see that, but we don't really do anything with either of those 2 effects, so if defending player controls more lands, we're probably gonna ramp with green ramp and growth effects, so no to those type of things. Or a commander you control attacks alone, return an artifact to the battlefield. Probably not. Create a colorless spirit creature token for each permanent you control. No. Exile target opponent's graveyard. Make a 1/1 for each creature card exiled. Turns a thing into a vehicle. Yoshimaru. The other Miosian. Don't need the Technomancer. Right, you may sacrifice another creature, number of treasure tokens, sacrifice X artifacts. Yeah, we don't make enough artifacts for him to keep being reused, so. Alright, now on to all of the modified matter stuff. Yeah, don't care about Concord or the Kami. Go Shintai. No. A Towering Might. Distribute 8 1/1 counters on any number of target creatures you control. They gain trample. Nope. Roll dice. Create X 1/1 spirits where X is that creature's power. Search your library for up to X basic land cards. Where X is Rampant Rejuvenator's power. Put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Has to die to do that. We're not going to sacrifice our things for value, so that one's out. Or equipped creature attacks add green based on its power and reconfigure 3. Nope. Alright. Wait, this doesn't give. Yeah, it just gives hexproof until end of turn. For a second there, I thought the Silk Guard might have given indestructible also. I want to double check that. Although it probably still wouldn't make it because we need to pay 1 for each creature we want to do that to, and we have enough other effects that don't have that level of mana intensity, so. Yep, go ahead, search for cons. I wonder if I want the gain life lands in our colors. Like, if that would be a thing. Because if we have enough effects that increase the amount of life we gain when we gain life, or trigger when we gain life, the idea that we can landfall trigger those abilities might be relevant. Non-token creature dies. Create a 1/1 spirit creature token with flying. Probably don't need that. Exile target creature with power 3 or greater. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, or distribute 2 counters. The first 2 modes are okay. I don't think we ever need the third mode, though. I don't think we need to dedicate a card slot to that, so. Counter on another target tapped creature. If a non-token creature an opponent owns would die, or a creature card not on the battlefield would be put into an opponent's graveyard, exile that card instead. Think so. Battle Brute, Bitter Revelation. Yeah, we might possibly want the comes in play top gain life lands, so tons of Tarkir. Like, I'll consider them. We might wind up cutting them just because having all these extra lands that come into play tapped isn't actually that good, but if we have enough life gain synergies, then maybe I want them just for that effect alone. Affects 2 creatures. Whenever a creature dies this turn, you gain 1 life. But that would kill most of our guys that I'm planning on running, so. Moon Blast is okay. Spell target enchantment. Speed of Resistance. The Clan. Ghostfire. Grim Haruspex. This one. No. Herald. Sentinels. Nope. Hollow, possibly. Whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 or greater dies, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Most of our things are going to be too small for that, unfortunately. It has Reach, Death Touch, get a 1/1. No. All of these so far. Murderous Cut, no. Fiend. The Tri-lands we're looking for. Yeah, I was looking at Raider spoils, but I don't think we have enough warriors. We're going to be mostly clerics, angels, and I think humans at this rate. Citadel. Yeah, we don't need any of the 3 above it. Hey. Spell that right? S-A-S-T-E. Yep, okay. And Scoured Barrens is the white-black one. That's not right, it's Barrens. Barrens is a nobleman, or a group of noblemen, I suppose. Scout the borders. No. See the unwritten. Seek the horizon. No. No. No Siege Rhino. Yeah, I don't think we need Solemn Visitor. Suspension build. For Charger. Boardmate. I don't think we have enough colorless things for Tomb of the Spirit Dragon. We'll run Utter End, though. White, black. We start in also. Venerable Lamasu. No. Gain 1 life for each attacking creature. Can probably do a bit better than that. Okay, so that was cons. Cons. Legends. Alright, Legends. What random weird life gain cards do you have for me? Nope. No. Grant all damage will be dealt to you this turn by attacking creatures without flying. Meh. No. No. Can't attack a player unless that player casts a spell or put a non-token permanent onto the battlefield during their last turn. Nope. Stopheles, no. Horror, darkness, offering. Nope. Spasm, angel fire. Next time a black or red source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent it. Think so. But I might want greed. Oh no, regular legends. Greed is 3 and a black. Enchantment. Hey, it's 4 mana. Yeah. Like, I could see us running Erebos instead. I just don't want somebody to, like, steal Erebos from us and then we don't get... we don't get to gain life and we have trouble... Well, we wouldn't have trouble getting rid of our own Erebos anyway because we exile everything, so... If they did somehow steal him from us, we should be able to get rid of him. If more of my creatures were black, I would consider Hellfire. Conduit. New. Aura. Infinite Authority. Can't run Brackus. Kismet. Good old land tax. No to Life Matrix. Life Chisel. Whenever a mountain an opponent controls becomes tapped, you gain 1 life. All lands are 1/1s. Soul. Master. Definitely no to Mirror Universe. I'm going through a lot of trouble to have my life total be insanely high. I do not want to exchange with anybody. Nobody else should be able to gain life anywhere near as well as we are. Cast enchantment spell, counter it. On Rebirth, because it's an anti-card. Artifact source. Serpent Generator, Shield Wall, Night Stalker, Spirit Link. Oh, there we go. We can spend 4 mana, and then every upkeep we can gain a life as long as we have a Plains. I probably want Sylvan Library. How you spell library? Sylvan Paradise, Siphon Soul, Tackle Maggot, The Abyss, Tabernacle, no. The number of islands that player controls. Urborg. Dell. Light. Flesh. Stones. Whirling Dervish. No. Yep, okay. Legends. Next up is Legions, then. Then we get to go add all the dual lands. Don't need a chroma. Turn face up, -3/-3. Prevent 2 damage. Amplify and flying. Source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn. That damage is dealt to the beacon. Pay life, add mana. No. 2/2s. Exile it, then return up to 2 target bird and or cleric. I mean, we might have the clerics for that, but that seems kind of underwhelming on a 5 mana 2/2 body. It does put them onto the battlefield, so there might be some things I can do. I don't think I care about the Scion. I certainly am not running Dark Supplicant for it. The Harvester. Turn face up, regenerate a creature, destroy an enchantment. Non-zombie creature can't be regenerated. Prevent all combat damage. Sack a permanent. No. Not running enough slivers. Care about any of the gem palm creatures. Born Muse. Maybe. Alright, so this is Legions. Black. Spirit. Right? Yeah. Because all the muses are spirits, so. 3/3. Hollow Spectre. Let's turn face up, all zombies. No. Turn face up, untap it. First strike, provoke. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Beige. Exile all creatures at the beginning of the next end step. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. No. Seedborn Muse, I don't think. Skin Thinner, no. There we go. 8 mana, gain 5 life. Repeatable. Totem Speaker, Tribal Force Mage. I think so. One for each cleric on the Born Muse. Yep, okay. Legions. Next up is original core set. Don't need animate dead. Deals 2 damage to that land's controller. I gotta be honest, a card like Unk of Mishra is not that bad again, like in our deck, because we're just gaining that much life. But at the same time, I'm trying to outlast my opponents. Like if I was just trying to kill them with damage, I would definitely play Unk of Mishra, because then it punishes them every time they play a land, and I'm gaining so much life I don't even care. But so that is not how our deck is planning to win. Here's our Bayou. Don't need the hero, Berserk, Birds. Yeah, we'll pass on Lotus this time. And Channel. Those seem unnecessary in this deck. No. Conservator. Yes, that was just so I would consider Conservator for longer than I pretended to consider Black Lotus and Channel before dismissing them. Don't need Death Grip. Those can run Demonic Tutor, and we will. Black Sorcery. Dingus Egg, Disrupting Scepter. And Enchanted Land has at the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 2 white if you do gain a life, and it costs triple white to cast. Yeah, probably don't need Fast Bond for that one. Force Field. Mildly tempting. Really, drags out the game when your opponent's trying to kill you with their commander. But so would a card like Maze of Ith, just stopping the commander if I could. Although this doesn't target, so this gets around like Greaves and Boots and everything. Probably still doesn't need to be in the deck. Word, Healing Salve. I had forgotten the weird wording on Guardian Angel, and my brain is trying to process what you can pay the 1 for. It's like, oh wow, it let you pay more afterwards to prevent more damage if you wanted to. I don't think we need Howling Mine. The Icy Manipulator. Next time a source of your choice would deal damage to target creature this turn, that source deals that damage to you instead. Yeah. Arma. Kudzu. With Life Force. Thing Artifact. Oh. Manifold. Nation. Yeah, maybe don't play a creature that when it dies I lose half my life total. That might not be for the best. Um, Reverse damage. or regrowth. You, however, want Savannah. And while we're at it, let's just add the scrubland too. So we're right there. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to run into anything in between Savannah and scrubland. It was possible. Alright, we will run Soul Ring. Because why wouldn't we? I mean, aside from that one time where we didn't, but... Was it 2 times now? Definitely Swords to Plowshares. Okay. Terror, no. Hive, no. The Lucky Charms. Tranquility. No. Enchantress, no. Bodyguard. Growth, Winter Orb, Wrath of God. Nope, okay. Hooray, that was all of our limited edition beta. That brings us to Lorwyn. Then the M sets. Oh joy, the M sets. We can probably do better than regular Ajani. Even with the giant creature based on my life total. Do better. Each player's life total becomes the highest life total among all players. No. No, I don't think so. Steer command. Birthright. There's no... Strider Ash. Pro red and prevents damage from red sources. Lifelink 5, but you have to exile another creature. Cloud Goat, Cloud Thresher, Plans, no. Crib Swap. Yeah, we've got enough other exile creature effects. This one isn't cheap enough. If this were like 1 mana and we gave them a 1/1. Hello, Bush. Thank you for stopping by. How are you doing today? We don't have high enough toughness for Doran. We do have a high enough life total for Dread. Like, we're probably gonna run No Mercy, but we can consider Dread, I guess, as a backup No Mercy. The triple black is not great in this deck, but an elemental, right? Because that's the thing from the set. Yeah, elemental incarnation. Incarnation. A 6/6. X, no. Care about elves enough for this thing. Or any of these. A tap target creature, no. Ending. Spells make 4/4s. Feast. Old Gaddock Teague. The Palace. A creature. Sack a Kithkin, gain life. You draw a card, put a hoofprint counter, remove 4 counters, create a 4/4 with flying. Nope. Mental Archers. Whenever merfolk you control becomes tapped, you may gain a life. Yep. All the white merfolk from this set and all the green merfolk from Ixalan, we can totally pull that off. And there's like a black merfolk or two from Shadowmoor. Surely we can do this. A draw card, no. Lignify. Shift Mannequin. Mirrors, the Pride. Entity. Discard 2 cards. Nath. Fairy or Elf gains lifelink. Yeah, it's just not gonna happen consistently enough. Don't have a ton of fairies or elves. In fact, we probably won't wind up with any fairies. Very few elves. Do I want Primal Command since it gains 7 life in addition to its other effects? I'm going to assume no. You gain life equal to the damage prevented in this way. Huh. Do I actually want Purity for, like, probably, like, group slug effects? You know, I'm thinking Mogus, like my build of Mogus, where he's dealing damage to you whenever you do stuff. Especially drawing cards. And I'm wondering if we want Purity because it gets around things like that. I could see that. Certainly on topic, if nothing else. 3. There's another elemental incarnation. And it's a 6/6 also. Alright, Rings of Bright Earth. I have to see what activate abilities we have before I decide if we want rings or not. If we wind up with a lot of really good life gain activate abilities that I would want to copy in order to push the deck harder, then maybe, but I don't think we have... Like, we would have the Martyr of the Sands if we have enough white cards in our deck, but most of them are triggered abilities, so... No. 3/3, Thoughtseize, Elixir, not running enough Tree Folk. I don't think we need Vigor. Vigor's good for letting our creatures block our opponent's creatures, assuming Vigor doesn't explode or damage is dealt, which is asking an awful lot of him. Considering our opponents are attacking us, knowing full well that we can block with all of our creatures and that Vigor will protect them. Alright, so that was Lorwyn. On to the M sets. No, go ahead and search. That's why I clicked on it. Do we want Acid Slime? We have enough flicker effects that we might want a reusable catch-all removal thing. Try to think if there's a better exile one, and I don't know that there is. So, let's do the Acidic Slime first. And if we had other things that I'm forgetting about off the top of my head, go back. Or if I just wind up cutting it because I don't need it, because we have enough other removal that does exile, I don't need a repeatable one. We already have Lyra. There are a lot of demons and dragons randomly in Commander, but I don't think we need Baneslayer Angel. One life for each land I control. No. 1/1s, 2/1 lifelink. Drain life. Different name. Don't need any of these lucky charms. Also, they were originally from what's its name, right? Darkseal? Yeah. Doomblade. Warlock. Owner's Library. Garrick. Gravedigger. That's true. I didn't stop to consider Liliana before. Need to double check and see if she's all opponents or just target opponent discards a card. Because I'm very much okay with taking away our opponent's resources if we're going to be a long, grindy game every single time this deck is doing its thing. The source and opponent controls would deal damage to you, prevent one of that damage. And I think we're good. Enchant permanent is indestructible. Lifelink. Builder. Target player discards a card. Yeah, so probably not then. Yeah, I'm very much interested in repeatable discard that hits all of our opponents, but not things that are target opponent or all players necessarily. Though we do have, I think we put Lily of the Veil on. I don't think we bothered with the other Lily that makes everybody discard, and then opponents that can't lose 3 life. Let's see. Damage would be dealt to prevent that damage, and then it gets counters back afterwards. Yeah. Rats. Have first strike. All damage should be dealt to you and creatures you control this turn. Silence. Soul Warden. Lightning. Eruption. Furnace. Worm's Tooth. Nope, okay. Alright, M10 onto M11. Beginning of your upkeep, you may gain 1 life. Yeah, I think we can do better than that. Creature loses 3 life. Gain life equal to the amount of life lost this way. Yeah, still don't need that. Like, it's okay, but I would rather have a smaller, repeatable one than spend an entire card on that. Said no to condemn. Cultivate. Maybe cultivate for a ramp. Green sorcery. Like, definitely the 2 mana ones, but we might want some of the 3 mana ones. Reveal the top card of your library and put it in your hand, and you lose life equal to its mana value. So, this deck, between the amount of life it can gain and the relatively low casting cost on a lot of its stuff, can probably run Bad Dark Confidant and be fine. Whereas most decks, I would not want to run this. So maybe. Tutelage. L. AG. And normally there's way too many high casting cost things in your deck, and it's just like, nah, that's terrible. But this one, between the life gain and the lower than average mana cost that I'm currently shooting for, maybe that'll work out. Alright, Elixir of Immortality. I'm getting my deck. What's casting cost again? It's 1. Gains me life, shuffles our graveyard back in, shuffles itself back into, so we can draw it again and gain life later on. Go to Golden Glow Moth. It's trying really hard. It's like, I'm gonna block and prevent damage and gain you 5 life, and it's like, yeah, still no. Any number of target players each gain 6 life. Nope. Begin with it, and you have Hexproof. Probably not. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may gain 1 life, and it buffs their toughness. Nah, I think we can do better. We have so many Soul Sisters cards already that I want to put in. A 4-mana one that sometimes starts in play for free and gives my creatures an extra toughness just isn't doing it. Baloth. I mean, it's trying really hard. Be like, hey, this is the effect you're looking for, right? And you get some extra stuff too. Surely you want this. Hydra. Atlas Rats. Rock Egg. Passage again. Do I want a 1-mana 6/6 flying lifelink? A human monk instead of a cleric, which is a little bit obnoxious. I suppose I want to consider it at least. I get worried that with all of these types of creatures that we're just going to have too many ways to kill our opponents, and I'm going to wind up winning the game in a way I did not intend to. Which, winning the game is fine and all, and is definitely the goal, but when I started building this deck, I had a very clear idea of how I wanted to win the game, and some of these life gain payoff cards are so good when you have all of this life and just will win the game in a way other than how I intended. That makes me a little bit sad inside, so we might not wind up running them just because I want to win the way I was intending to when I started building this deck. And if we have 10 million angels in play, it's kind of stupid to not attack our opponents to death. Like, at that point, we're drawing the game out intentionally, and we kind of deserve to lose if somebody finds a way to kill us in the meantime. And I would rather not play suboptimally just to win in the fancy way that I'm trying to win. But if we're going to do that, that means that our creatures can't actually be capable of winning us the game consistently, and that we do need to actually drag it out in order to win. Flying First Striking is an angel. Arachnus Web, we already have Archon, Paramancer, Sail, Veteran, Birds of Paradise. New. Fairy Reaper, Empire cards. Nope. Justify, Distress. Alright, top card of your library. Creature, get a Sapperling. Land, put it onto the battlefield. And non-creature, non-land, gain 2 life. Nope. Get to Gideon later when we get to Rise of the Eldrazi. Can't cast spells or activate abilities. Probably not. We're not a combo deck. We don't need to stop our opponents from doing things on our turn. Crocodile, Mason. Going back up to the Jade Mage. We have so many things that trigger life gain off of creatures coming in. And it's one of the cheaper ways to just make creatures repeatedly. Because there are plenty of things that will make us a creature, but they either can only do it once per turn because they tap to do it, or they cost a bit more mana than this. This might be one of the cheapest ways to make a 1/1, where we could make like 2 or 3 in a turn. Trigger all the life gain synergies we've got for creatures coming in, or for having creatures, or maybe even for sacrificing creatures, depending on what we have and what routes we have for that. I don't think we're going to have enough of those, though, because I keep thinking we're not going to. This is M12, right? Yeah. Alright, I will consider you Jade Mage. Probably not. It's probably going to be one of those things where I don't have enough room for it, and what it's doing is, like, not the best, but I don't want to have to keep actually putting cards into play to trigger all of my stuff when I can make a bunch of tokens and gain tons of life that way, so. And this is, like I said, this is one of the cheapest ways, I think, to make a creature repeatedly. I don't think there's anything that does it for less than 3 mana that has, you know, like if we could make a creature for less than 3 mana and then something had to die, I'm thinking of like the guy that makes homunculuses and then you have to sacrifice a creature, but it's in blue. Like if we had something like that that didn't tap to do that ability, and was just a couple of mana, I'd be down for that, because then we'd have the creature coming in, the creature dying, and we should be able to trigger all of the life gain at that point for creature interactions. But I don't remember, like I said, I'm thinking of the homunculus, but that is a blue card already. And it was already very weird that it existed, so I don't think there's a black creature that can repeatedly make tokens just so that they can die, because it asks you to sacrifice something when you make them. But I could be wrong, I could be misremembering. Deals 10 damage and I gain 10 life. Yeah. Black's a tertiary color, I'm not thrilled as a one-shot effect for doing that. And it's 7 mana as a sorcery. You can do infinitely better than that. Sun Titan. It does grab back one of my dead guys when it comes in, and we do have enough little things that it's almost definitely going to grab something. They're giants, right? Is there a creature type? Yeah. I'm trying to remember. It's like Titan isn't a creature type, right? They're just giants. So he should be able to grab a creature every time that we cast him, you know, barring Norn being in play and shutting him off. Swiftfoot Boots. Yeah, we probably don't need that. If we have less life than our opponent. Timely reinforcements, you're funny. If we have less life than an opponent, I'm amazed or horrified or both. Yeah, either people are doing an amazing job killing us, or somebody is somehow gaining life faster than we are, and either way, I'm very, very impressed and very scared, because I don't think that should be happening at any point in time. Alright, this Ajani is not the best for our deck. Don't need Prediction. Definitely don't need Angel's Mercy. Extra 1/1. Whenever a creature attacks you or planeswalker you control, that creature's controller loses 1 life. Nope. Search your library for up to X basic lands, where X is the number of lands you already control. No. Cathedral of War. Autoton. Power and Fear. Nope. Search for X cards. Sacrifice another creature, gain X, draw X based on the power. Most of our guys are little. Oh, no. Sorry, Elder Scale Worm. I should have more than 7 life at all points in time. As long as I'm still actively participating in the game. Sprouting. Eric's. Nope. No. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 2 life, which is a 4 mana cleric. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the 1 life and 1 mana clerics. If it were like 2, maybe 3, and we gain 2 life, but at 4 mana, that just seems like not something I want to invest a card into. I don't think we need Odric. Planar Cleansing. Hydra. Elephant. Good old Rancor. A Ranger's Path, because it actually gets cards with the Forest type. Oops, we are on M13. Ranger's Path. B green sorcery. Alright, revive. Ah, Faithbender. There you are. I was wondering when we would get to you. I could not remember what set you were originally from. Folks, Faithbender. I would like to gain twice as much life when I would gain life. Yes, please. Say, Rhino Monk? Couldn't have been a cleric. Just help me out a tiny bit more. No, you're already doing enough. I shouldn't argue with the Rhinoceros Man. Fair enough. Don't need the rings. Primadox. Lyrium. Sarah Avatar. Avenger. Stuffy Doll. Old Thragtusk. Count the number of permanents you control. Your life total becomes that number. No. Trading Post. Probably not. It is a way to gain life, but that requires discarding cards and jumping through hoops to get more cards into my hand using it. Doesn't seem great. We don't have enough artifacts I want to buy back, and paying life to make O1s. Again, we should probably be able to do better than that. I do have a soft spot in my heart for Trading Post because I love all the shenanigans you can do with it. That was 13. On to 14. We have passed the hour mark. And I do have to go get my brother in a little bit to get him to work. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for me for right now. Yeah, it's one of those weird days again where he goes in at 2, I go in at 4. So, I have to be ready to get him in like half an hour. So, and we're already past the hour mark. So, I'm trying to keep the videos down to an hour because that does get them a few more views. So that's going to do it for me for right now. So thank you for watching. Thank you to Bush1G for stopping by and saying hello. I appreciate that. and I will see you all next time. Have a good rest of your day.